A win which sent Arsenal 4 points clear at the top and described by Mikel Arteta as the most valuable win of the season. And they weren't probably at their best today, Arsenal. They didn't have a shot on goal until the 33rd minute. The goal that came on the 39th minute was once again from a set piece. I suppose there should be no surprise that when they're finding it difficult to create chances, they are able to rely on that.
Yes, as we know, don't be giving away silly free kicks. If you come up against Arsenal, we know the delivery is fantastic. And in Gabriel, they've got someone who's really special at getting his head on it. But we just wanted to take it to the start of it in terms of, as I said, a really silly foul on Saka. I think it's from Pino. You don't need to make the challenge there. He's going away from goal. He's about to pass the ball back. And then the delivery from Declan Rice is fantastic. They've got 4 giants at the back post. But again, it's Gabriel at the back post. I'm not sure he gets the assist, but he does enough to make it difficult for Sars. He doesn't get a great clearance away, but that is what you call a fantastic finish.
It's wonderful, isn't it? Acrobatic. Yeah. Just what we saw him so often at Selhurst Park.
Yeah. Listen, he didn't have his best game today. It might have been a little bit difficult for him, certainly mentally, coming up against his former opponents, but his former
team. Yeah, absolutely. So the 16th goal of the season, which has them ranked 4th, and you see they have 9 set-piece goals, the most of any team in the Premier League. But they are 17th when it comes to open play goals, with an XG of 7.8, which is the 8th best in the Premier League. So if we're being really picky, we might say, for a team that's top of the league, we would expect them to be better at creating chances from open play. Percentage of goals from open play is the lowest in the league, and their percentage of XG from open play is the second lowest. Is this a continuing theme? This is something really I think you were talking about last season as well with Arsenal.
It's not a problem when you're top of the league. There's no doubt about that. They are pretty special. And where the Premier League is right now, this season, it feels like we're going to be talking about set pieces a lot every weekend, a lot on Monday Night Football. And there is no team better in the league. So it's a prime to go on and win the Premier League if that's where the league is going. I mentioned my own team in terms of Liverpool. They don't seem to be able to cope. This team has been built to cope in situations like this, in terms of the back four, the height of the team, the power that they get. And for a long time, I've said Mikel Arteta is trying to win the Premier League like a Jose Mourinho team, or, as we saw in the stands today, a George Graham Arsenal team. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. The important thing is winning. And right now, they're looking in a great position, certainly after the weekend results, to go on and win the Premier League.
And those teams, George Graham's team, Jose Mourinho's team, built on such strong defenses. And this is what we're saying about Mikel Arteta's Arsenal. 0.33 goals per game they are conceding. Well, it's 3 from 9. So that's the best in the league. 8 shots per game, which is top. Only 2.1 on target per game. And they are restricting their opponents with those shots to really tiny chances. That is the XG per shot faced, 0.07 on average, 7% chance of scoring effectively with those shots. And 6 clean sheets, another today. How crucial to all of this, and we could talk about him at both ends of the pitch, is Gabriel, Jamie?
He is. I think he's now the real leader in this team. I think Saliba's a fantastic player. I always felt Gabriel was maybe the junior partner, if you like. I think that's changed for me now. I think he's the Colossus at the back. He's the leader for that team. He talks. He keeps Saliba in check at times in games. We've just seen him defensively, but going forward at the other end, we've seen him on the goal. We've seen him hit the crossbar there as well. And on the next set piece as well, he probably should score. He'd be disappointed that he doesn't. And this happens every game. So he's the best defender in the team that's got the best defensive numbers. And he's the best attacker in terms of set pieces going forward at the other end. And that's why, for me, right now, I think Gabriel is the most influential player in the Premier League. And I think if Arsenal are to go on and win the Premier League, and I know it's early, I know that, I think he could be on course to go and win the PFA Player of the Year or the Player of the Year from the football rights, because right now there's nobody more influential for Arsenal Football Club.
Big call. Not many defenders do that. Not many central defenders. Paul McGrath, John Terry and Virgil van Dijk. You think that Gabriel could be part of this illustrious company?
I think if Arsenal go on and win the league right now, I think he's the number one contender. I look at those other three players, great players, all leaders for their clubs, like Gabriel is. Actually, John Terry's the only one to win the Premier League in the year he won the PFA Player of the Year. But when you actually look at John Terry and Virgil van Dijk's role, look at the goals. They're not just big leaders at the back. The numbers of goals they get, and his record is actually far better than his when you look at those numbers.
How significant do you think this victory is for Arsenal, coming as it does after Liverpool have lost for the fourth successive game? As questions are being asked about them, they're playing another team in another game which they dropped points last season and they get over the line.
Well, that's the big difference to last season. Whenever Liverpool dropped points, Arsenal didn't capitalise. And we highlighted that, I think, on Monday Night Football last week, that Arsenal won a game when Liverpool lost, and they've done exactly the same again right now. So they're in a great position. The only thing for Arsenal and the supporters, because they want the Premier League so much, because it's been so long for them, it almost feels such a long wait until May. You know, there's a long way to go in the Premier League. Things can go wrong. But right now, again, I reiterate it, the way the Premier League is this season in terms of long direct play, Arsenal are the best equipped team to deal with that.
They have certainly had a very good start and they lead the way by 4 points. And it wasn't just Liverpool who dropped points.
Up a little bit and have a space to run. They are super difficult size set pieces. They are incredibly strong as well, from long throws, from corners, and we have restricted them to very, very little.
The winning goal, a moment of quality from Roberto Eze's first Premier League goal for you. Was it written in the stars it would be against his old team?
Probably as well, and the way he celebrated as well. Yeah, the technique is unbelievable. It's a really difficult ball to make the contact that he's done with that quality, but yeah, we needed something against a team that is so well organised. Chaotic moments are very important. We find a way to score and win the game.
And you're showing the consistency that some of the regular title contenders aren't right now.
Yeah, but it's very early in October. We know how difficult it is. I mean, we suffer every week to win football matches in this league, and you see the results every single week. So, yeah, it's going to be a long run. Let's try to recover now very well for Wednesday, different competition. We had some issues as well with some players today and go back again.
Just finally, though, consistency is one thing that you need to have. Belief is another. Is belief high right now, given the way things are going?
Yes, especially winning helps, and winning and competing the way we are competing. Obviously, the emotional state is really high, but a lot of things to improve and get better.
If you want to compete and want to fight for the titles, you have to win these kind of games. And we know how tough it can be. Last year we lost points against Palace, and I think everyone's seen as well. It wasn't an easy game, but everyone knows how hard it is to win Premier League games. So very important, and I think. The team showed character, which something to be proud of.
Looking at the defensive record, another clean sheet for you. How satisfying is that, considering that Palace have been right up there when it comes to creating chances this season?
Yeah, it's a foundation. You know, the most important thing is the 3 points. If that comes with a clean sheet, it is amazing. But it says a lot about how hard we fight and how well we defend together. So again, it's a good thing. Loads of things to do better still. I think if you look at today's game, a lot of things to take, but also a lot of good things to take away, and just keep improving game by game, day by day, and yeah.
Well, Leandro, congratulations on another win. Just how hard have you had to work for that one today?
Very hard, but yeah, we're really pleased with the win. Another clean sheet again, so yeah, we need to keep going.
Yeah, lots to be proud of at both ends of the pitch. How patient did you have to be, particularly in that first half, with the way that Palace were able to keep you out for really half an hour until your first opportunity?
Yeah, indeed. I think lately it has been like that. We just need to keep patient throughout the whole game, because we can score any time. But yeah, they try to adapt to us as well, and that's what we did today. We created some more chances in the second half. It would be nice if we would have put the game to bed, but we battled until the end, and those are sweet as well.
The breakthrough coming from a set piece, again, it feels as if there's a tension in the Emirates now in dead ball situations, certainly in the crowd. Do you feel it as players on the pitch, that expectation?
Yeah, a little bit, but we are excited as well. When we get a set piece, we know we can score, so it's an opportunity for us to get a goal. So we work a lot on it, and yeah, it pays off.
It's another game today where you've managed to get 3 points against opposition, which previously you've dropped points in title seasons. What's the difference? How are you seeing these games out now?
It's hard to put a finger on it, but I think every year you just learn more and more, and this year we're so strong, especially defensively as well. The whole team works really hard, and then on the other hand we put the game to bed, whether it's a set piece or an open play goal, doesn't matter to us. We just want to win games, and it's another win.
Does it feel like you're laying the foundations for something pretty special here this year?
Yeah, let's hope. We want to win every game, and we approach every game the same way, so that's how we need to continue.
All right, congratulations, well done today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
When Leandro Trossard says we're confident we can score, might be something of an understatement
we get
at the moment for Arsenal.
Absolutely. I mean, you start to then think, as a player and as an attacking player, we don't necessarily need to be as exact and actually create a chance anymore, get an assist, score. We can play for set pieces. The scope of what you can then achieve when you're in possession of the ball just becomes so much bigger, and obviously then you're getting the big guys off the back. The delivery is always excellent, but put that together with we just saw the run of the last 7 games. All victories, only 1 goal conceded in that. So you put both of those together, they're strong at both ends of the pitch, and everything's going their way at the moment.
Only Nick Voltemada in those 7 games has managed to score a goal against them. It was 2.5 games before they even had a shot against them till the second half there. I mean, they're just so hard to try and break down.
But yeah, they're so stingy. But it's not only their back 5 I talked about before the game of thinking they're the best in the league. Well, I look at Timber again today, and he's got everything. I mean, it's just so powerful. He's quick. He's good on the ball. He tucks round. He's a leader. Saliba comes off injured there today. Looks like they're trying to protect a little injury from him. Mascara comes on. Looks like it's a seamless transition. He just comes on, does the job. Calafiori comes off. They make changes, and they're able to cope. Declan Rice comes off with a little injury. I think he was carrying an ankle injury from the first half. But if he can't make the next game, there's no dramas anymore because of the squad that they've built. Every team wants to, play expansive football, put a load of passes together and open teams up and score from open play. But you can't always do it, especially when teams sit on a low block, like Palace did today. Palace were going nowhere. They were quite happy just to suffer out of possession and try and score on a counter-attack. They're a threat. We know they're a threat because they're a side they're party poopers. Wherever they go, they cause a problem. But Arsenal just don't panic, and they just think, we might have to score from different means today. It might not be pretty, but we need maximum points already. We're at home, and they don't panic. And I think they've got that calmness and belief that eventually they will score. If they don't score from the first header, the first contact on their set pieces, everyone knows from fine detail where they need to be when that ball might drop, and that's exactly what Eze did. I mean, Gabriel makes it good. He can't get the header on target, but he knows he can put it down into an area where they're coming in, and that's exactly what they did. I mean, the pass, without the delivery, it all falls down, but he just knocks it back into that area, and Adam Wharton switches off, unfortunately. Guy drops in, plays them all onside straight away. And he just knocks it down into that area, and Eze just steals the march on Adam Wharton and finishes it brilliantly. The technique to keep that down is fantastic.
Yeah, I always feel Arsenal are on the move in those areas as well. Their movement is great, but they're also, they all know their particular jobs. The delivery is excellent. The big guys attack a certain area, then anticipating where the ball might land, where it might go to, and on that occasion, Eze's quickest to it and a brilliant finish.
That was probably Crystal Palace's fans' worst nightmare this morning, that he hadn't scored yet in the Premier League for Arsenal. He was going to do it today against Palace.
Yeah, I mean, he owes a lot to Crystal Palace. They're the club what made him. He's had an opportunity built up at Queen's Park Rangers, and he wanted to play in the Premier League. Palace took him. He was very good for them, but they were also good for... he showed the respect when he celebrated there, but he's got the move what he wanted. He was already a hero before he goes to Arsenal, because it's... the analogy I use, it was like Tottenham have got a Christmas present on New Year's Eve under the tree, and when they get down in the morning, it's gone. And he's gone to your best friend. Like Arsenal, it was horrendous. But for the Arsenal fan, it was amazing news. And he's an incredible player. What a player that kid is, because it doesn't have to settle. Leon touched on it. The boy's played hundreds of games in the Premier League at top level. He knows the transition was easy. Going in and around the quality players what Arsenal have as well. It was just an easy transition for him, but to steal him from Tottenham like they did was just disgusting.
And this goal, as Tim says, wasn't celebrated, and he got a standing ovation from both sets of supporters. What they don't need for Christmas is any more defensive reinforcement, because look at the numbers, Leon. The first in absolutely everything in terms of those defensive foundations.
Yeah, and that just doesn't fall into place. That is recruitment, getting the right players, getting depth within that, but also then hours spent on the coaching pitch, hours spent working as a team, understanding exactly how the manager wants you to defend in each and individual situation. So you can see how hard they are working. And when you do that in training, quite often, Tim will tell you, when you're getting put through your paces at training, if the results aren't on the pitch, you start to lose belief and lose sort of, real belief in that the manager's ideas are going to work. But actually, at the moment, everything that they seem to be doing, set pieces, defensive situations, creating opportunities, all seems to be working. And then you can really buy into what the manager's asking you every time he asks you to do something different.
Absolutely right. I mean, to highlight that, 11 goals they've scored from set pieces. If they haven't scored 11 goals, the players are turning, they're asking questions why they're doing 3 hours a week on set plays. They're not asking any questions now, because they know if they're not flying, if they're not scoring from open play, there's always the strength of them as well. But the delivery is absolutely spot on. But it's diligent on the work, on the TV screen, the analysis, and on the field. Mikel's got it all going for him at the moment.
Didn't they, against Crystal Palace?
They took a while to get going. I thought Crystal Palace started positively and were asking more of the questions, but you always know with Arsenal that they do have patience. Glenn mentioned it in commentary. They've got patience. They'll relax. They'll know that they've got quality throughout the game. Somebody will pop up with a moment, and no surprise it was Eze.
Yeah, and no surprise to him. It came originally from a set play again for the Gunners.
It did, yeah. I mean, Palace tried to hold the line, but Mark Gay drops too deep, plays everyone on side, and you have to take care of the second ball. Eze, he's sharp onto it, he anticipates where it's going to fall, and it's a good finish. But you look at Mark Gay here, just drops early, plays everyone on side. Then Wharton has to stay there with Eze, doesn't he, Leon? And it's he has to be more diligent there. It's okay, trying to protect and when you want to play with the ball, but sometimes you have to do the hard yards, and he's paid the price there.
He just got caught ball watching just for a moment, and at this level, if you get caught ball watching, the top players will get themselves that half a yard, and that's all Eze needed. Terrific finish. I mean, the leap and the flexibility and the agility to be able to get up there and then keep control of that finish was outstanding.
Yeah, scored at the Emirates in this fixture last season for Palace. Now he's got his first Premier League goal for Arsenal, and that is now 11 set-piece goals already this season for Mikel Arteta's side.
Incredible. Like we say, sometimes they don't care. Sometimes they're happy to suffer without the ball. Sometimes it's not as fluid as they want, but they know they have to defend well, keep the clean sheet, and you'll get a chance at the other end. And if it comes from set pieces, like you say, 11 goals from set pieces, incredible turnaround. And
now when they get their nose in front, as we mentioned, they've only conceded 3 all season. That's the challenge for Palace.
Yeah, very difficult 45 minutes for Palace. I will say that they have quality in their team. They've got a guy who scored a hat-trick last week, Mateta. They've got goals within the team, but, Arsenal defend so well, and they defend, as Tim was saying, as a team. They don't mind defending as a team. Everybody contributes to that clean sheet record, to that good goals against record. So, you'd be very surprised if Arsenal don't keep
2 minutes, their first attempt last week against Fulham. And again, a little bit stodgy to start with this afternoon against Crystal Palace, who were making life pretty difficult for them until this, Jamie.
Yeah, Palace did quite well first half. Arsenal had a lot of possession, as you said, didn't create much, really, but Eze does brilliantly here. Just gets half a yard on Adam Wharton. That's that extra little bit of pace and power to get there first, and the finish is absolutely sensational.
And is it again Gabriel getting that first contact, which is key?
Yes, and I think that's something we're going to look at in extra time. I think Gabriel's not just role just on set pieces, but at both ends for Arsenal. As I said before the game, for me right now, one of, and maybe the most influential player in the Premier League.
So you're saving it here? Saving it?
Yeah, I'll
Super
save
Sunday
it,
extra time, 7:30. You can tune in for that. But you just wonder, with Liverpool losing for the 4th game in a row, with Manchester City slipping up, losing 3 times in the first 9 games, the first time in 12 years, that this could be a significant weekend for Arsenal?
Yeah, I think it looks that way. But they've got to believe it now. I've said many times on the show, in terms of when you're in front and you've got that lead, they just have to have a little bit of calm. Don't get overexcited. The fans are going to be excited in that position.
You're one of them, aren't you?
Sorry?
Fan?
I'm an impartial pundit.
That's a rehearsed line.
But in all seriousness, when you're leading, it does feel a little bit different. I'd rather chase, but for them now, the focus on what they need to do. The one thing I will say about Arsenal, they can win games in all different type of ways. Yes, set pieces are key for them, but, you know, getting over the line is the most.
Welcome back to SportLab. It had to be him, didn't it? Eberechi, the man once adored by the Crystal Palace fans, scores the only goal at the Emirates as Arsenal extend their lead at the top of the Premier League. It wasn't a classic, but it was classic Arsenal. Another set piece, another crucial win, and another step closer to the title race crown. Let's break it all down. This game was all about patience. Crystal Palace defended deep, stayed compact, and frustrated Arsenal for most of the first half. But in the 39th minute, the breakthrough came, and of course, it came from a set piece. Declan Rice floated in a perfect free kick. William Saliba rose highest and cushioned a header into the path of Eberechi. One touch, bang, drilled into the bottom corner. No wild celebration, just respect from Ez against his former club, but that strike was a dagger in Palace hearts. From there, Arsenal managed the game expertly. They didn't need to sparkle, they just needed to control. And when the final whistle went, the Emirates exploded. 1 goal, 3 points, top of the table, set-piece kings and title intentions. Mikel Arteta's side have made set-pieces their superpower this season. Rice, Saliba, Gabriel, all lethal in the air, all contributing to Arsenal's growing reputation as the best set-piece side in the league. And with Liverpool and Manchester City both slipping up this weekend, Arsenal couldn't have asked for a better result. This was about mentality. The mark of champions is winning the games where you don't play your best, and that's exactly what Arsenal did tonight. Key takeaways. Ez scores against his former club, pure respect, pure quality. Arsenal extend their lead at the top of the Premier League. Another goal from a set-piece routine, a growing trend under Arteta. Palace defended well but lacked threat in the final third. So, Arsenal march on at the top, and it's their former Palace hero who seals the win. It wasn't pretty, but it was powerful. Can the Gunners finally go all the way this season? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more Premier League action, right here on SportLab. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.